My name is Joseph Oshoma I'm the convener of Jesus and Friends. I'm also the host of Relationship Talk. Now, I'm about to release a video which you're about to watch now. It's titled Getting a Partner. Now, on Relationship Talk TV, we are, poised with the desire to make your relationship work. Whatever challenges you're having in relationship, we are trying to see a way where we can be able to reach out to them through the height of the scriptures. That is our purpose. You understand what I'm saying? Because the word of God we discovered is the foundation for marriage, and there's no way we can be able to talk about marriage without talking about the word of God. God is the author of marriage. No man said that you should get married, but you find out that everybody is having a tilling towards marriage. And so, why are you not married? Or why are you married and having challenges that and that's why we are here. We're not here to condemn you, neither are we telling you how to run your marriage, but we're only here to encourage you. Now, the topic we're about to deal with in this podcast is in two parts. The first part you're about to watch now, and the second part will be coming in soon later in the next week by God's grace. So you are going to watch this part. I have my friend Kenneth Inaya, I have Grace Odita, I have my wife Mabel on that platform, and it was eye-opening. I know it's going to be a blessing to you. Please try and watch. Invite somebody to watch it too, or send it or share it with somebody. And also, please subscribe to Jesus Friends TV, and follow me on Instagram so that you can get a hint of other programs we're going to be having. And please also remember my book, Assumption, the Enemy of Sincere Love. The Lord bless you. God bless you as you watch. Please give me your questions in the comment section, or your suggestions. If there's something we're not doing well, or there's something we need to correct, or if there's something you want to, or you have a question you want to ask, or you have something you want to say, or do you want to come on the platform, please let me know in the comment section. The Lord bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. Goodbye. Hi, my name is Joseph Oshoma. I'm the convener of Jesus and Friends Outreach Ministry, and this is Relationship Talk Podcast. Relationship Talk Podcast is a television program meant for relationship discourse in accordance with the Word of God. The purpose of this platform is to reach out to as many to help alien marriages and to strengthen everyone that is having challenges in their marriage and make marriage institution a blessed place. Now we're here today to be a blessing to you. Last month's edition was awesome. Thank you for all those that gave reviews, for you that sent your comment, and I hope the answers we gave really pleased you. Today I have a full house. I have my good friends in the house. I told you earlier on, I said we're going to be having, singles people. Last edition was married, but this is for the singles. And here I have my good friends in the house. They are preparing to get married, and so they need to give us some gist about what's going on in their world and also their experiences. And also, like my wife is always here. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us this edition. God bless you. And also I have in the house my very good friend. Please let the audience meet you.
All right, my name is Kenneth Okikeine, and I am a web developer. And I am happy to be here in this relationship talks with Jesus and Friends. So I'm pleased to be in this place. Thank you.
You're welcome. Grace.
Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Grace Odita, and I'm the CEO of Peace Studios, Makeup and Photography. And to be honest, for a good sense of humor, I was intrigued when he called me to say, I want you to be a guest in my podcast show. I want to talk about, I felt it was a setup, but it's also an honor. Thank you for having me, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I appreciate you honoring my invitation. And on my left, I have my better half, my dark and lovely. You're welcome.
Little secret.
All right, so introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay, I remain Mabel, the wife to the conveyor Jesus and Friends Outreach. I'm pleased to be here again. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. So I appreciate all you in the house. Now, we are here for a very good business, and in some few minutes or less than an hour, I want us to do justice to this discussion, because you see, one of the challenges we have in marriage, it's not about getting married. And I can say that because I'm married now. And I also know you are single, you're preparing to get married, I know you will be thinking in your heart,
who is this person I want to get, or how did you get about this person you want to get married to? So today we're talking about getting a partner. I would have used the word finding a partner, but I think finding a partner is more complex. So let's use the word getting a partner. You understand? It's not about finding, it's about getting. Getting the right person to fit into your, a square peg in a square hole. Yeah. You understand? So how do you get to that point that this person is your partner? And so that is what we want to talk about today. Now, one of the challenge I also have when I chose this topic was, now today it's all over the place that guys don't want to get married. In fact, there are more guys that doesn't want to get married than in our age. I got married when I was 29 years, you understand? So I've been looking forward to getting married. So, but in this age today, even 47 still they think. You understand? So that is why I told you, how can we, what is going on? Though we are Christians, but let's also try to project from Christianity, because we're in the midst of the world, even though we are not of the world. Now, what is happening to singles? What do you think? Less people are getting married. Then, let's leave the issue of divorce aside, because that's not what we come here to talk about. But because I also think it's one of those things that scares them too. You understand? It's one of those things that scares them. But let's come to the point. What is happening? Why is there lesser people getting married? Why are there, people saying, okay, I don't want to marry yet? Is it finance? Is it the fear of the divorce that's happening? Or is it the trend? Are you talking about the digital age? So what do you think, Kenneth?
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
What I think about that is, you see, the issue of finding a wife now or getting married now, it's something that you have to be very intentional about.
Okay.
It's not something that you just wake up one day and say, okay, I want to get married. So there are some things, I believe that there are some things that are fundamentals.
Okay.
You understand? That things are supposed to be in place first before reaching out for whom to get married to. Okay. So that is that. And then, and that depends on the time it takes for one to first of all discover himself, because most men really have not really been able to discover themselves. That's number one. You must first of all discover yourself. So most men have not really been able to discover themselves, because now we have a lot of things trending. People want to go the way every other person is going. Most people have not realized that they are very, very unique, that God have created them in a very unique way. And there is something about them that God wants them to first of all work on. I think these are the things that tends to delay marriages this time around. That most men have not been able to come to that point where they will grasp themselves.
Do you think it has to take eternity before you discover?
No, it doesn't have to take eternity. But what is important is that, you see, if a man does not discover himself, really, there's really going to be serious crisis in the marriage, because it is a discovery, first of all, that give birth to who are you even getting married to.
Okay.
You understand? So it's a discovery that give birth to who are you even getting married to, and to what purpose? What is the way? What is the vision? Where are you going? Is it just getting married? Where is this marriage leading? Like your vision in life, your purpose in life. You understand? How are we going to achieve it? So it is by discovering yourself, then you now know who you need to go on this journey with
you. All right. Gracie?
Okay, he has an amazing point here. But I'm going to start as a single lady planning to get married. I'm going to say, number one, marriage is a calling.
Yeah.
We are all called. Yeah, we are called into the purpose of God. So marriage is a calling. You must be called. You must be intentional. You must be ready for it, because it's not all bed of roses. So you must know that, okay, this is what I am. I am called to be a wife. I'm called to be a husband. I am here to serve. Okay. So in marriage, it's a place of service. I know I'm not married yet, but in my relationship, I've seen how there are things I do, I compromise. It's not comfortable, yeah? But you just want to do these things because you want to give it your best. You want to
Should I come in
make sure your partner
Should I come in? You see, I want to ask you this question because you're a lady. Do you think a lady at 30 refusing or rejecting a proposal is doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing?
It depends. It depends.
How?
It depends on how the proposal is coming. It depends on how
Or
she
the personality
feels.
of the person.
She feels about the person. It depends her readiness.
Okay.
No, you can be 30. It doesn't mean you're ready.
That's where I'm going.
So it depends on the individual.
And
it's not everybody.
That also buttress what Ken is also talking about.
Yes, it's
Being
not
able to
everybody.
discover yourself.
It's not everybody that is ready for marriage. It's not everybody that has the patience. Marriage is a patient. It's not a place of roses where you come and enjoy. You define how you want your marriage to be.
Okay.
So now, like you said, if you discover yourself, number one, you need to discover who you are. Who you are will attract who you want to be with.
Exactly.
Now, who you are, from the part of a man, the Bible said the man is the head. So as a man being the head, you need to lay fundamental rules. These are what I want. I want someone that has a purpose, that has a dream, that has things going on for her. And me, I have something going on for me. So you must be who you want to get married to.
Okay.
You cannot say you want somebody that has things going for them and you yourself, you are still trying to figure out your life.
Okay.
So that is just how it's give and take. You cannot give what you don't have. So getting a partner, number one, I'm going to go straight to scriptures. As a believer, you cannot, this is an institution that it's not advisable to come back to do it again.
Yes.
So you must try as much as possible to
Get it
be
right.
intentional. Watch and pray. Don't pray and sleep. Don't pray and close your eyes. You watch and pray. There are things that does not answer to prayer. Characters are there. There are characters that are visible, that you see. You don't need prayer for those things. Now, the place of God in your life as a believer is a place of inquiry. You inquire, Lord, this is how I feel about this person. Is he your will for me? Is he your plans for me? Because I am called. Is he also called? Because you need to get a partner that is also
I
called.
would also want to ask something. Now, whatever you have laid out may be a long process, may also be a short process. So at what point will somebody start that process? Is it when you decide you are ready to get married, or while you are preparing yourself for life?
The question for me.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you point out some points now, and those points can actually take eternity. They can take a short time, they can take a long time, depending on how you are bringing it from. You understand? When you say, okay, you have to be intentional, you have to be this. And now, being intentional, is it from when you start to say, okay, I'm prepared or I'm ready to get married? Or maybe when you now say, okay, I'm starting from school, and I get myself prepared for the kind of man I want to marry. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because what I see is, like, you see some, like what you said, some people 30 years old, they're still not ready for marriage. It's not because they don't want to get married, but because the kind of life they live, you understand, it's not reflecting that they are ready to get married. You understand what I'm saying? So at what point do you now say that, okay, I'm beginning to prepare to get married?
Okay. I would say that there's no time for these things. Life happens, yeah?
Okay.
So sometimes you find yourself, I won't say you find yourself prepared. Sometimes what you feed your mind with matters a lot. So if you feed your mind with positive things project preparedness.
Okay.
Do you understand? You feed your mind with being positive with life, being positive with you unintentionally, you are getting yourself prepared. You don't know.
Yes.
Because you are being positive. You are positive that one day I'm going to get married, I'm going to meet a fantastic person, and then you start searching for things. I love reading. Sometimes I am inquisitive. Okay, this married, I'm not even married yet. Let me get a book concerning marriage. What is it saying? Intentionally, I'm preparing myself. I am reading a book that is telling me things that I have not experienced yet. So it's making me aware.
Okay.
So that is preparing, but you might not see it as being prepared, but you are preparing yourself subconsciously. So now when you meet the desired partner, sometimes you will know, because unintentionally you've prepared yourself.
All
so
right,
when you start seeing all these things.
All right, I would want to ask, bring out a point. Now, being prepared, it's another thing. Then I want to talk about the environment. Does environment speak when it comes to getting a partner?
Of course. So you come into an environment that, okay, this one is the churchy part. Everything they do here is holy, 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 holy. And you are not a holy person. How do you get that? Do you understand? So my point is, if you want, talking from experience, when I wanted to get married, I changed my environment.
Why did you change your environment?
Yes, I changed.
Was it that you're a bad person where you were before?
No,
no. There are times like that.
Okay.
When you want to, play another game, you change. There are people like that, quite alright. So, but it's because if you are saying you change your environment, it may speak another kind of thing about that process.
No.
Okay.
I changed my environment because where I was, the kind of people there are not what I really want. So I had to change my environment so I can get what I want.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because most of the time when you are like, wherever you shade it's not now that we are on internet, wherever you shade whatever you have is where you sell them. So if you display what you have somewhere, that is how you're going to get what you want. So I had to change my environment so that I can get what I want.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah, to me, you see, this portrays the importance of community.
Community.
Yes.
You see, community is very important. And you must be very, very intentional about the community you are getting yourself involved in. Because a larger percentage of your life revolves around that community.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yeah.
So this is very, very important. So we must be very, very sensitive to understand our community. That's number one. And secondly, to understand the things the trends in that community. You understand the trends in that community, what is going on in that community, what is being involved in that community, what people in that community are known for, what are they doing. You understand? So in that setting, you'll be able to know if you. Of course, there is nothing God cannot do.
Sure.
You understand? It's possible that you are in that community and then there's somebody that God has actually provided for you in that same community. Sure. You understand? I'm only trying to say that you have to be very, very intentional. You can't just say, okay, maybe I'm in a place where all I see is bad boys, smoking, and do all manner of drugs and all, and then I want to get married and I am just sitting and waiting that one day I'm going to find somebody who's not smoking. Or you understand? So you have to pray and then ask God to connect you to the right community where you can get your life sorted, because all of this thing boils down to sorting of lives. We were talking about the time to bridge between getting this preparation and getting this married and all. I think it has to do with life itself. You understand?
Now, when you say community, I'm sorry to say, the social media is a kind of a community.
Yes.
Now, I am on TikTok. And if you're on TikTok, you will know that there are two different kind of community on TikTok.
Okay.
There are some community on TikTok, they can spend 12 hours they can spend 12 hours online, but what they are doing, it's just they know themselves within that circle that there is nothing for themselves. You understand? Then there's another community where they are intentional, they want to get married, but the platform on which they are doing it shows that they are all deceiving themselves. You understand me? Now, so it's social media. Now there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, all of them have different. Now, there is a church. Now there's a community, there's the house where you stay. There is the area, there's the street where you stay. There is the village you belong to. Now, we have various communities. So at what point do you know that, okay, this is the community I can, then how do I position myself within this community to be sure that I get the right place? Because, if you put magnet and you put a wood between two magnets, it wouldn't, no matter how strong the both two magnets are.
All right. So now, community I actually mentioned is community of people of like minds.
Great.
That is your community.
Yes.
People of like minds, people who have same mentality as you, people who have same focus as you, people who have dreams as you, people who have discovered themselves in the light of God's word, people who have had visions of where they are going.
Yes.
That is the community. So if you find yourself in a community where you are not seeing these things happening around you, then you're in a bad community.
Yeah, of course.
Gracy.
I have not too much to say. I've said it all.
No.
So if you, for me, community also can be your friends.
Sure.
Your friends, do they have like goals like you? Do they want to achieve things? Do they want to get things done? Do they have dreams?
Yes.
So now, if these people are your friends. They say iron sharpens iron, according to the Bible. So these people will sharpen you. And if you're in a community, now we are projecting this straight down to getting married. If your friends, most of your friends...
Wait. The purpose of this topic, I believe, should be that someone that listens to what we're saying now should be able to pinpoint, okay, these are the places I'm missing it, and these are the places I'm getting ready. You know why? Because most people don't know that there are things you do. For example, when I wanted to get married, let me explain. When I wanted to get married, I had already prepared my mind. You understand what I'm saying? I've already prepared my mind that I was going to get married. I started talking about marriage when I was 23. So in fact, 29 was late for me. To me. 29 was late. You are laughing.
It's good.
29 was late for me. I wanted to marry at 23, 24. Early. Immediately I was ordained, I wanted to just get married. But, it didn't work out. Because I have been able to see one or two people, and I see the way they manage themselves. And so I have an understanding. Then biblically, I was prepared for, you understand me? But you see, one of the things I discovered is that in the church, that's where I'm going now. In the church, even though inside the church, there are people in the church, though they are single. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Though they are single, though they have good gifts, they are blessed, but they are not ready for marriage. There are concerns, and I'm still going to go to that point, but just to buttress what you're trying to say. So, people are there among families. They go to family functions. They are there with single guys. They are forming. They are not prepared. They are not ready. You understand me? The kind of discourse that comes on, you see them talking about Davido and whiskey and all those things. When they bring about industrial discussion, they can't contribute. When they bring about national development, they can't contribute. You understand me? So, how do you now get to the point where people begin to see you as a material that one can use for the future? That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, this one thing I like about this podcast is I believe the viewers are people that are ready and mature.
Sure.
So now, number one, if you are mature and you're ready, like you said, Bracken, the people you attract matters a lot. It tells a lot about you, who you are. So now, if you are saying that you want to meet people in community, for me, I will give examples. When I started thinking about marriage, I started making friends with people that were married. I wanted to hear their view on marriage. Not as if it's going to change my mind, but I didn't get married early, so I'm mature. So there are things you've experienced. So I've seen the dating world. So I started asking them, this one will give her opinion, this one will give your opinion. But in the light of it, they will say it's a beautiful thing when you meet the right person. Sure. So now that means marriage is a beautiful thing.
Sure.
Now, it's now my job in working with God for that institution to get the best. And now it's also me using common sense by praying and by watching. Now, thank God for courtship. Now, you don't have to court for so long, but courtship enables you. They said conversation, details, all this conversation you're having, it makes a detail of a person. When the person opens their mouth, you know if this person has dream or not, sometimes. You don't have to go on a long date with them. So now, the environment for getting a partner, put yourself out there. How often do you take yourself out? You can meet somebody out there. You can't meet somebody in here. You meet people out there. You don't need anybody to take you out. As far as you're a single, mature single, preparing and looking open, praying to get married, you can go out there. Go to social gatherings. Go to seminars. Go to singles conferences and webinars. You understand? You can meet people anywhere, even at your workplace. Be polite, be nice, embrace all, but select the ones you want. Now, embracing you're going to see a whole lot of kind of people. Now, you knowing who you are, because knowing who you are, you've already discovered yourself. You know you are focused, you know you're ambitious, you know you are an academia, you know that you are godly. Now, you start filtering. You filter what you want. You can go on a date. Dating is not engagement. Dating is not marriage. You go on a date, you have a conversation with this person. You will see where their mind is at.
Sure.
Sometimes there are some questions you don't have to ask somebody. Do you see yourself getting married next year? No. There are ways you say, what is your take on marriage? The way I'm seeing people getting married these days. Then you tell the person will open up because he doesn't know that you are interviewing. They will just open up. Oh, I don't believe in marriage. Then you know where you stand. That
Sure.
this person is a no for me. It's just using common sense on these things. If you want this thing, you have to go for it. You have to be in the environment for it. If you say you want to study overseas, you want to go to Harvard, you want to go to Yale, you have to read their books. You have to understand how they work, and you have to be somebody that you know that you really, really want this. So you put yourself out there. Not you want to study and you are doing TikTok. You're not serious. You want to marry and you are thinking you will find it. Of course, people meet partners on TikTok, but I'm not saying that should be your light. Your light should be try to build a community around what you are looking for.
All right. So there is a point I would like, because there is no, I won't talk about getting a partner. We don't talk about finance. So what's the place of finance in love?
Really?
You are married.
Yeah.
You see, you're married. This is 15 years now we've been married. So
Wonderful.
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you very much. So 15 years, but before the 15 years, now, what do you think? Finance, marriage, getting a partner. Is this something one needs to consider when you want to get married? Do you need to consider a financially able partner? Or what are the things, especially the lady, needs to look out for in a guy when it has to do with
I think it's we the singles you should throw that question first.
Let me ask her. She will come to don't worry.
Okay, because she's already taking.
She's taking quite all right. But at least she will give you then I'll flow to your side.
Okay. Apparently, most of the time when we meet our partners, we do think that I want the guy with the car, the Benz. We want the guy with everything that we want. But most of the time, those things are covered. You don't see them until you get there.
Okay. What are the things that are covered?
Yeah, for me, when I wanted to get married, when my husband came, he told me plainly, I don't have a job. And so I looked at him and said, you don't have a job. Okay, what do you have? Some of us, we just believe in the present. We don't believe in the future. This is one of those things that the future has brought to us. But what I'm saying is, he told me that he does not have a job. And I said, okay, what about, are you educated? Do you have a handwork? It's not just about, you don't have a job now. You can always get a job. But you don't have handwork. You don't have skill. You don't have skill. You don't have a dream. You're working as a factory worker.
What's your focus?
What's the future? What do you have in your hands? What do you have in your hands? You don't have anything. You want to get married. You're not educated. You don't have a skill. But you want to get married. You don't have money. So how do I take that? So he told me he has a skill. That's something I can do with. Do you understand me? That's something I can do with. You don't just come to a lady, you don't have anything. If you have something, you can build on that. What do you have in your hands? You don't have anything in your hands, there's nothing to build on. And once you don't build anything, what the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? You don't have a foundation to build on, nothing. So what are you telling me? What are we going to feed on? But he said, I have a handwork. I'm artisan. Good. What do we do next? And before you know it, he got a job. And we started building on that, another. And we are here today. So most of the time I ask my beautiful gender, this person you want to get married to, what does he have in his hands? Because if you don't have anything and you want to get married, most of the time you are deceiving yourself. Because this person will not eat sand. This person has a lot of things to do. In-laws, anytime you go, think of...
Sorry, this is a Christian platform, quite all right. But we all know. There's a singer that says, when money enter, love this sweet.
You can't put money out of a relationship.
Fine.
That's the fact.
Fine. Now, would you advise a lady to sponsor a wedding or to sponsor a guy, after the guy has told him, I don't have a job, I have a dream, I have a handiwork, or I have dream, I have plans, would you advise?
Can I answer that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
From the single aspect.
You are going to talk from the point of
Finances.
projection.
Okay.
No, you're going to talk. She is going to talk from experience.
Okay. So now, I am.
Go ahead.
I am not yet in the marriage institution,
Okay.
but I would categorically say that finances is important.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Even as a single, it's important. So now, you want to start a family, you need finances. If not, you're just going to bring about delay.
Okay.
Because lack of finances bring about delay. You see people court for so long. It's not as if they don't want to get married or they don't love each other. But because there is no proper plan about their financial life. So they are just hoping, praying that something will pop up. No, nothing pops up. Okay, I'm giving myself as an example. I studied in school. I studied estate management and value. Now, while in school, I had a skill. What was the skill? It was beauty. It was makeup. It was just makeup, yeah? People commonize it. But thank God for the Bible. He said, see a man that is diligent in his skill. He will not sit before men. So he didn't say a kind of skill. He said a skill. So for me, I learned it jokingly. I learned it because, let me get a handwork. When I got into school that year, makeup was not as big as now.
No.
Yeah.
So I would do my makeup, glam myself. I was working. It was a part-time kind of school. I was working. My boss was saying, your face is good. Yeah, I did her makeup. I'm from there. I was working. I was collecting money from my boss. I was collecting to salary because she likes to party. And then students, when I go to school after work, they're like, I like your brows. I like this. You know what? An idea came. All thanks to the Holy Spirit. It was like, throw a training for them. Make it cheap. So I tried the training, 10,000 naira makeup for a month. I was using the class. So I was using the board in the class before the main lecture. I was using the class. So people told other people, and I had a lot of students. My first training, I earned 150,000. 150,000 I earned. And that became a business for me. And then I said, when I have a skill, why am I working for someone? So I quitted my job and I took it seriously. And that's what birthed my photo studio and changed my life. So finances is very, very important because, but for both genders, not just the man. So because it will help speed up dreams. It will help speed up goals. These things are all materialistic things to achieve. If you want to go to school while you are married, you need money. If you want to get married, you need money. So now I will now go back to your question, your recent question, asking question, will you borrow a man? No.
Will you support?
Will I support
or
a
finance
man?
your
fund
marriage?
it.
Fund the union
Fund
or the idea.
union. Because
the guy comes to you and said, I want to marry you. I don't have money like what you said. And okay, maybe I have ideas. Maybe I have the idea. Okay, I need 5 million to run the idea.
So from my own end, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I am an African.
Okay.
An African comes with culture. And the culture gives the man the authority to marry his wife.
Okay.
Now, as a working lady and I'm a mature single,
Okay.
it is wise for me to support my supposed spouse. But don't do it in a point that it looks like you are the one marrying yourself.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I mean, guys, anyway, I thought this question for the ladies.
It's for the ladies, quite all right. But what about you? What do you think?
There are men that don't mind.
If your younger sister comes to you and said, I want to get married.
Not even the younger sister. What if it's a lady even saying, don't worry, I will provide the money.
Exactly.
How will you take it?
Okay.
Let me explain something. Now, when I wanted to get married, like she said, I had no job. Listen to me very well. I had no job. But you see, already I had opportunity, Mr. Fajobi, we were talking about a job with Tamukul. So that was what I told my wife. But at that time, I had no job. She didn't tell you the reason. I had no house. See, relationship is not going to be the same. What you're going to experience, people will not tell you the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Experiences are different. As much as I will tell you that, okay, don't give this one money, don't give that one money, there are peculiarities.
All right.
There are peculiarities. I'm not saying that
Yes,
generally
okay.
everybody should.
Yes.
You understand?
Exactly.
There are peculiarities. So when I had no house, I was courting with somebody. But I'd made up my mind I was going to marry. Even when she was telling me, let's wait till next year, I said, Madam, if you leave me till next year, I marry another person.
She was actually threatening me.
I told her, I am not
I
here.
didn't have a house.
I have no house, I have no accommodation.
So what was the plan after the marriage?
That's what I'm trying to say.
So,
I had no accommodation. I had previous accommodation with some friends, but they cooked up themselves and they eat me out of the house. So
but at that time,
no house. I was squatting.
that's
I
the point.
no get house. I was squatting with somebody. So when I went to, I said, I want to marry you. I'm not dating. I want to marry you. I'm marrying December 17. You know.
And you didn't have money.
And I have no money. I have no job. I have no house. You know. I just lost my job in June, and I met her in. You know, I lost my job in April. I met her in June.
Okay, so
You understand what I'm saying? So I told her, I said, I want to get married again. And okay, she asked me every time. I answered her. And they say, because of this, because of the, let's let it live. And I said, no. I'm getting married December 17. And somehow, you know, some people came up and they fought the whole thing. By the end of everything, she began to have series, just what I was saying about God. She had series of revelations here and there and prayers and everything. At the end of everything, she said, okay, let's go ahead. Immediately she said, let's go ahead, I got a job with Tamokul. I get what I'm saying? And we started the plan. While I was doing my marriage, I was already getting a job. By the time I will enter January, you know, things, boom, everything was okay.
That's a place of he that findeth a wife.
Finds a good thing. And that's why sometimes I think it's more or less like you talk about being able to know. You need to be sensitive to people that you meet. And that's what I think. It's not about, they don't talk to me, they no help man. No. I think sensitivity needs to come in when it comes to getting a partner.
You see,
Go on.
yeah, and coming to your question, because your question is a very, very tough one.
Yeah.
If a lady should fund marriage or something, or if my sister walk up to me and say, okay, a guy wants to get married to me, does not have money, so, and she wants to fund it, you understand? So to me, I think first thing first, you must have a talk with God first, because you see, getting married, you must have serious relationship with God.
That is the main thing.
That's number one thing. It's not about who has money, who does not have money now. First thing first is have a serious relationship with God. God, this person, what are you saying? I think I'm more focused now about the person you are getting married to. You understand? Not now about how the money is going to come. Money could come from anywhere.
From anywhere, yeah.
Of course.
Money could come from enemies. But what is important is, because that's where the regret comes.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. If you finally make all the expenses, and at the end of the day, the guy is no longer the person you thought he is, you know, that's when the regret comes. You understand? I spent all my money, and then you are regretting.
Yeah.
You understand? But if you spend your money, everything you have, and that guy is it, would you regret?
At all?
No. You will not regret. So that's where the relationship with God comes in. You understand? And then you now put it into prayer. You ask God. David inquired. He said, should I go? Will I pursue? Should I pursue? Will I catch up? Will I recover? You understand? This is where, as Christians, you must be able to ask God. These are critical questions you must be able to ask God. You understand? In your closet where you pray. Right. God, what are you saying concerning this guy?
For me to just add a caption to that, just to wrap it up, is God is the master of all things.
Yeah.
So marriage, everybody knows that marriage is a very, very important institution. So now, funding a marriage, it's a partnership thing. It should be from both ends.
No, see,
it should be
the aspect I brought in that you also talked about is the point where you know, because sometimes
if I pray and God say go ahead, you have the money, he doesn't have, but you have the money. Support him. I won't use the word fund. I will say
no.
Support and help him.
You know why I use fund? I want to be extreme in my discussion.
Okay. Fund him. Then I will know that it is God giving me, because with God, any instruction comes with a reward.
Exactly.
But if it is not that, but I am just doing it because I feel I want to get married, time is going by, then it's not advisable.
It's not advisable.
Whatever anybody is doing, you must hear.
Yeah.
So that you will not miss it.
Yes.
That's just my own.
All right. Now, Ken, I would like to ask you. I would have gone to my wife, but I want to ask you one question. What qualities are you looking for in a partner?
Okay. Now, personally, of course, the number one quality is the love for God. You see, people, I don't like using the word fear of God. And I have my personal reasons. You see, you can be afraid of somebody and you don't love him.
Sure.
Of course.
You understand?
Like my math teacher.
You can.
I fear that Mr. Odusonya.
But you don't love
I
him.
don't love him.
So, personally, first thing first is love of God.
Sure.
You must have love for God. My pastor